Hello, I'm Tony Two Shoes, and I'm gonna review these shoes for all of yous. This is the Nucleo 2 from Diadora, or I've been calling it the Nucleo, and that has not caught on. Anyway, the Nucleo 2 is a lightweight, stable, neutral trainer, meaning it's a neutral shoe with elements of stability built into it so that it can work for different types of feet. Diadora is a brand with a vast history and heritage, and is certainly a known name. However, I feel like maybe they're more known in the space of soccer and tennis, but I will tell you, Diadora is a running brand, and they've always been. Well, around 2019, they set up shop in Philly to bring their premier running line into the States, and every year since, they've been innovating and updating. They are a boots to the ground, community-driven brand, and this shoe here is an excellent example of what Diadora Running has to offer. I would call this their flagship shoe, sort of the nucleus of the brand. Now, before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you can get news and shoe reviews if you choose. Now, for the upper and just the general look, wow. I mean, it looks great. They always do. This shoe's gonna pop off a shoe wall. It's very unique looking. It doesn't really look like anything else. It looks very premium, just sharp, clean. So this nylon air mesh up top. For some reason, I'm getting like a bamboo vibe from here. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just think bamboo. I don't know why. It's very breathable and plush feeling, yet it still somehow feels stealthy. Like most Diadoras, it is a bit narrower in the toe box, but I didn't feel like it was tight or restricting. Just felt like more locked in, closer to the foot, kind of like a faster feeling shoe. Caroline, who is a shoe reviewer, writer, and a marathon crusher, said that she liked how the fit contours around the midfoot and leaves enough wiggle room in the forefoot, which sounds much better than what I said. The tongue is very soft and it feels very integrated into the upper, which is really nice. You get this real wrapped up, sturdy fit. Now, overall, fit has been an issue with Diadora, and a lot of that is because it's a European-based company, so the fit and preferences are different there than they are here in the States. Now, the heel locks very nicely, which was an issue with the previous Nucleo. And honestly, sizing was a little bit off in that shoe too. So I will say just the initial step in feels like an improvement. You should still go to a local Fleet Feet, hop on the 3D foot scanner, walk on the dynamic scanner to get a gait analysis, and see how the Nucleo 2 stacks up against the competition. Now, for the midsole, Diadora is using their Anima foam, and I am a fan. It's an EVA blended foam, so it's certainly on the stiffer side, but it is not rigid. You've got a symmetrical and sturdy design at the heel counter for stability, as well as lifted and visible sidewalls to ease overpronation, just to help keep the foot in a neutral position. Inherent stability. Support where and if you need it. This is all a fantastic example of that stable, neutral category. It's firm and supportive enough for low, flexible arches, but it isn't something that's going to overcorrect someone with an already neutral gait. Really well constructed, thoughtful design here. Just craftsmanship. For the outsole, you've got Duratec 5000. That's a wear-resistant rubber, and you got some decent coverage here. Initially, it was weird. It kind of felt almost like slippery when I very first put it on, but that went away very quickly. I had no issues. I took it out in wetter conditions. It was all good. Now, running in this shoe, for me, very enjoyable. It's a really nice, stable landing, but I don't feel like I'm just plodding. For easy paces, it felt responsive, but sturdy. And when I picked it up, it felt stable and not restrictive. And Caroline, yes, her again, she sums the shoe up very nicely, saying it's ideal for runners who like a firm, responsive foam, but don't want to skimp out on plush padding in the upper. Now, if you wanted to kind of compare this to other shoes, there's not really one that comes to mind. I felt some of the support that you might get from a Brooks Adrenaline at the back. The ride was somewhat similar to what you get from a Nova Blast 4, and the foam reminded me a lot of the foam in the Hoka Mach 6. But really, you can't compare it, you can't contain it. It's a world of its own. Now, you got 38 millimeters of foam at the heel, 33 at the forefoot, so it's a 5 millimeter offset. So yeah, it's like a low drop, but it didn't feel like you were sinking at the heel. It felt like a more traditional fit. So that was really cool too. Shoe comes in at $160 out the door, and it weighs 9.7 ounces in the men's, 7.4 ounces in the women's. Diadora is a brand that we brought into the store early on, and it's been very fulfilling to watch this brand grow and innovate and tweak and become really successful year after year. Now, beyond the product, they've got some great people working there, and they are, again, a true run specialty brand. Punk rock, roots, running, ravioli. And you can check out this shoe at fleetfeet.com or at a local Fleet Feet store. Now, as far as if I liked it or not, I give the Diadora Nucleo 2 shoes up. Due scarpe, squadra di corsa. I'm Tony with Fleet Feet. Shop local, run together.